This is Solo in the Shop. On today's episode, I want to talk about the importance of having a plan to finish reaching your goals. Let's jump right in. Whether you are a hobbyist, weekend warrior, making commissions for friends and family, or already a full-time maker, if you are solo in your shop, this is the show for you. I'm Ronald Lowe's, the host of Solo in the Shop, a woodworking podcast discussing everything from current projects, tools and techniques, decisions around running a small business, and much more. So if you frequently find yourself alone and covered in sawdust, follow my journey and we can be solo in the shop together. Welcome, friends. It is the second week of January already, and like many people, if you have a small business, you're focusing on setting your objectives for the year. And I'm no different. I've been doing the same thing. Part of that has been looking back at last year to see what worked and what didn't. Do more of what worked, do less of what didn't. But then there's also exercises that I'm going through with where do I want the business to be in 12 months? What is my vision for the business? What are my specific goals for the business? And it's been on my mind that there are goals for the business. There's goals for me personally. There are goals for my health and for my family, relationships. And all of those things, if I want to make a change that gets me to some other state, whether it's a more profitable business or a better relationship with my children or more time with my wife at home, all of those things require a change. If I just have a goal and then I make no actual changes, then it's just an intention, and I'm never going to reach those goals. So creating a vision, setting goals are crucial to the livelihood and the growth of a small business. But it's important that your goals are not vague, like I want to grow my business, or I'd like to have more social media followers. I want more sales. I want a new shop. Those are very vague, and getting specific is the first step to defining something that you can actually accomplish. So instead of I want to grow my business, it could be I want to have $250,000 of gross sales. I want to maintain a 40% profit margin on every job. I want to track my expenses accurately so that I can improve my quoting and efficiency in the sales process. So those are more specific goals, and they lend themselves to creating an action plan. Another area that we kind of go astray when we're setting goals is setting, too many goals, and then not building in a timeline for when you're going to reach those goals or having a structure for how you're going to actually achieve that. So there's frequently a gap between your intention, the goal that you want to reach, and the implementation, how you're going to actually get there. It's great and common to have lots of great ideas at the beginning of January, whether it's weight loss, business growth, social media, relationships. It's a time when we all set goals, but without a concrete plan to implement, chances are those goals are just going to remain goals. They won't be realized. If last year you set a goal and you said, I want to grow my business, but you didn't have a plan, chances are that business growth didn't happen. Now you're in the same situation where you're setting a goal, but if you don't make a plan, it's just going to be a repeat of last year. So let's break that cycle. The first thing in creating a concrete plan to reach your goals is to break each of those goals into manageable, actionable steps. Setting a year-long goal can be intimidating. My goal, like in my example, was $250,000 of top-line sales. Well, that seems very intimidating. But if I can break that down into months and then also break it down into products and how many of each product and what my typical month is now, and think about what changes do I have to make to go from where I am now to the monthly levels that I want to achieve. Whether it's adding some social media, whether it's advertising spend, either on Meta or Google or whatever platform works for you, LinkedIn advertising, having a plan to help you reach those goals is going to have some psychological benefits and set you up for success. Having a plan reduces your feeling of stress and overwhelm. Having a plan gives you clarity and direction so you can revisit the plan and say, what do I need to be doing? One of my goals from last year was to improve my sales. I had specific numbers that I wanted to reach, and that became a plan which resulted in what I call Money Hunt Monday. I did an episode on this maybe a couple months ago, and it was a change. It was something that, one, I wasn't really comfortable with at first, where I spent Monday mornings looking at leads and conversations that I've had with prospects and revisiting those, touching base, and not being pushy, but just saying, hey, is this something we should still be talking about? And that has turned into a very profitable change for my business. So that's in place. And now I'm looking at, I want to make an even bigger change to my top line sales. So what are the steps that I'm going to do to achieve that? And I'm in the process of writing all that down. Once I have that plan, now I have accountability. Now I can go back to the plan and say, have I done what I said that I needed to do? I've given it thought. I know what I need to do. And now I have to be accountable. I have to do those things. I frequently think about weight loss. Everyone wants to be healthy. And if you were to make a plan for weight loss, you would undoubtedly say, I want to exercise more. But then you need to get specific. What kind of exercise are you going to do? Are you going to get a treadmill? Are you going to get outside and go running? Are you going to join a gym? What are you going to do? I need to eat better. Well, that's vague. What exactly are you going to do? Are you going to do meal prep on Sundays and say, I'm going to just make 7 or 6 days worth of great food choices, and I'm going to cook it all, package it all up, label it, this is Monday, this is Tuesday. Now I've got a plan. And now I can just be accountable and execute that plan. And almost as a side effect, your goals will be realized because you're working the plan and not just being overwhelmed with this broad idea of I want to lose weight. It's I want to execute this plan so that the end result is I lose weight. I want to execute a plan that is I want to do a series of steps that I think will increase my lead generation and therefore increase my sales closed and therefore increase my top line revenue and help me reach my $250,000 goal. Once I have a plan, I don't need to think about the goal. I need to think about executing my plan. So once you have a goal, you want to create that action plan. Now, lots of people talk about the SMART goals, and if that's your thing, do it. The specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. I want to do a specific thing. I want to be able to measure whether I've done it or not. It should be something I can do. It needs to be relevant to the goal that you are trying to achieve, and you need to give yourself a deadline for it. So those are SMART goals. Those feel very corporate, but if you just keep that idea in mind as you're creating your goals, you'll still be on target. I don't know that you need to get into the Fortune 500 level, I'm going to itemize and document every piece of my SMART goals, but have a timeline and have a relevant action that's going to contribute to your goal. And then for each goal, have milestones and what are the tasks and timelines for each of those milestones. Each milestone needs to have not just a timeline, but a real deadline. Say, this is when I need this to be achieved. And that will help keep you accountable. Make sure that you have the resources you need to do each of the steps, right? You can't just say, oh, I'm going to spend $100,000 on online advertising if you don't have $100,000 to do it. It has to be something within your budget, within your resources, within your tool set that you can actually do. So keep it realistic. Track the progress you're making on this plan. It needs to be written somewhere, spreadsheet, checklist, whatever, and know that you are checking in with that list and saying, okay, I'm behind on something, I'm ahead on something, this is done, whatever it is. But just like any other project you work on in the shop, you need to be considering your goals to be a project and you're checking off the things that are getting done. Now, it's January. You may have goals, you've set a plan, it gets to be April and you're way off target. Take it easy on yourself, be flexible, adjust your goals as needed, adjust your plan as needed. All of these things are meant to be tools to help you grow and change. They are not meant to be overbearing, written in stone. They're meant to be encouraging, supporting, helpful. So if it's not working, take a minute, revise, figure out what's doable, and, still push yourself, but give yourself some grace and adjust your plan, adjust your goals as needed. So you have a plan, and now you need to stay committed to your plan. You need to build habits and routines around that plan, which includes checking in with your list, having a routine of every Monday I'm going to do this, every Friday I'm going to do this, I'm going to check in, I'm going to see what I've done, I'm going to allocate a certain amount of time each week to things on my plan. Add some accountability. Tell someone, whether it's a business partner, a life partner, a mentor, coach, whatever, tell somebody what you're doing and share your plan with them. And then as you accomplish things, celebrate. Give yourself a little attaboy for each thing that you've checked off, because there's nothing that motivates you to continue executing on a plan than celebrating. If you've ever had a successful diet or a successful workout routine where you go to the gym and someone says, wow, I haven't seen you in a while, you look great. Have you changed something in what you're eating? What are you doing? You look like you lost weight. Well, getting feedback like that just fires you up to do more and to continue what's working. So sometimes you have to do that for yourself. Sometimes, share that, hey, I accomplished this goal that I set for myself. And the support you get will help create a pattern of success and a repeatability and encourage you to keep working that plan. Obviously, staying committed to your plan also means reviewing it and adjusting it. Whether you're looking at it weekly or monthly, make sure you're checking in with your plan and that the plan is still relevant to your goals. So those are my thoughts on having a plan. And I encourage you to pick one or two business goals, write out what those are, and then come up with a concrete plan. Say, this is how I'm going to get there. Whether it's social media followers, sales, networking, what are you going to do to actually get there? Because you can't get there just by wanting to get there. You have to get there by having a plan and working the plan. Put your plan on social media. Email it. Email it to me, SoloInTheShop@gmail.com. Email me your plan. I'd love to read what you're thinking and give you feedback and encouragement. So to summarize, goals without a plan is just a dream, and plans will take those dreams and make them a reality. Set your goals, make a plan, work the plan, see your goals realized. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you made it this far, I look forward to talking to you again next week. Until then, as always, stay safe in your shop. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions for future episodes, feel free to reach out to me at SoloInTheShop@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you got value from it and would like to help the show grow, I'd appreciate a review wherever you listen. Be sure to check the show notes for links to my socials or any extra stuff we discussed today. Until next time, stay safe in your shop, and we'll talk again soon.